Once upon a time, in a peaceful countryside filled with the sweet scent of flowers and the gentle hum of bees, there lived 3 little bunnies named Fluffy, Mopsy, and Hop. These 3 siblings were the best of friends, and they loved to play together in the sun-dappled meadows and chase each other through the shady woods. They were as happy as could be, enjoying the simple pleasures of life in their idyllic home. But as they grew older, they knew that one day they would need to build their own homes, just like their parents had done before them. So, with determined hearts and a sense of adventure, they each set out to find the perfect spot to create a safe and cozy place to live. Fluffy, the eldest bunny, was a gentle soul with a kind heart and the softest, fluffiest fur you could imagine. As he hopped through the countryside, he came across a beautiful field filled with soft, swaying grass that whispered in the breeze. The field was alive with the songs of birds and the fluttering of butterflies, and Fluffy knew he had found the perfect place to build his home. He decided to build his house out of straw because it was light and easy to gather, and it matched the golden color of the field. He worked quickly, his little paws weaving the straw together with skill and care. Soon, he had a lovely little straw house that seemed to dance in the sunlight. Proud of his creation, Fluffy settled in and enjoyed the gentle caress of the wind as it played with the roof of his new home. Mopsy, the middle bunny, was a curious creature with bright, inquisitive eyes and a love for exploring the world around her. As she ventured through the countryside, she stumbled upon a quiet clearing surrounded by tall, majestic trees. Their leaves formed a canopy that provided shade and shelter, and Mopsy felt the magic of the place as she listened to the rustle of the leaves and the gentle murmur of the forest. She chose to build her house out of sticks, believing they would be stronger than straw and blend seamlessly with the beauty of the forest. Mopsy worked hard, her nimble paws gathering sticks of all shapes and sizes, carefully placing them together to create a cozy and inviting stick house. As she finished her creation, the sun's rays filtered through the trees, casting a warm, golden glow on Mopsy's new home. She knew she had built something truly special. Hop, the youngest bunny, was a thoughtful and wise little fellow with a quiet, determined spirit. His soft, gray fur and bright eyes showed the intelligence and gentleness that lived within him. As he searched for the perfect spot to build his home, he discovered a peaceful place near a gentle, bubbling stream. The sound of the water as it flowed over the smooth stones was like a sweet lullaby, and the cool shade of the nearby trees promised comfort and serenity. Hop decided to build his house out of bricks, thinking they would be the sturdiest and safest choice. He knew it would take more time and effort than straw or sticks, but Hop was willing to work hard for the security of his future home. He began his project with patience and dedication, taking his time to ensure each brick was laid properly and secured with strong, thick mortar. Slowly but surely, his solid brick house took shape, standing strong and proud against the backdrop of the peaceful stream. One warm, sunny day, a cunning and sly fox wandered into the countryside, his sharp eyes scanning the landscape for a tasty meal. His stomach rumbled, and he licked his lips, thinking of the delicious little bunnies he hoped to find. As he crept through the tall grass, he spotted Fluffy's straw house in the distance, and a wicked grin spread across his face. He thought to himself how easy it would be to capture the little bunny inside and enjoy a delightful feast. The fox stealthily approached the straw house, his orange fur nearly glowing in the sunlight, and called out with a voice as smooth as honey, little bunny, let me come in." Fluffy, frightened but determined to protect his home, replied with a brave tremble in his voice, "Not by the fur on my chinny chin chin." The sly fox couldn't help but chuckle at the little bunny's defiance. He grinned and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." With a great huff and puff, the fox blew down Fluffy's straw house. The soft grass of the field rustled as the straw scattered in the wind. Fluffy, however, was quick on his feet and managed to escape the fox's greedy clutches. He scampered away as fast as his little legs would carry him, his heart pounding with fear, and made his way to Mopsy's stick house just in time. The persistent fox, his eyes narrowed and his tail twitching with determination, followed Fluffy to Mopsy's house, the scent of the two bunnies fueling his hunger. He called out again, little bunnies, let me come in." Both Fluffy and Mopsy, shaking in fear but clinging to their courage, replied, "Not by the fur on our chinny chin chins." The fox smirked, confident in his ability to catch the bunnies, and threatened, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." And so, with another great huff and puff, the fox blew down Mopsy's stick house. The sticks cracked and splintered, tumbling to the ground like a house of cards. The two little bunnies dashed away, their hearts racing and their fur bristling with terror, barely escaping the fox's grasp. They ran to Hop's brick house, praying that it would be strong enough to keep them safe. Fluffy and Mopsy hurriedly told Hop about the cunning fox and how he had blown down their houses. Hop, confident in the strength of his brick house, reassured them that they would be safe there. The three bunnies huddled together, their eyes wide and their ears perked, listening for any sign of the approaching fox. The sneaky fox arrived at Hop's brick house, his breath coming in short huffs from his efforts to chase the bunnies. He called out, his voice dripping with false sweetness, little bunnies, let me come in." The three bunnies, standing united and finding strength in their bond, replied, "Not by the fur on our chinny chin chins." Unfazed, the fox threatened, his voice growing cold and menacing, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." The fox huffed and puffed with all his might, his cheeks puffing out like a bellows and his face turning red from the effort. But the brick house stood strong, its walls unyielding and its foundation solid. The three little bunnies watched in awe as the house protected them from the fox's ferocious attack. Frustrated and exhausted, the fox tried one last trick. He climbed onto the roof, his claws clicking on the bricks as he made his way to the chimney. He planned to slide down the chimney to catch the bunnies, a wicked gleam in his eyes as he imagined his victory. But Hop, being a clever and resourceful little bunny, had anticipated the fox's next move. He quickly placed a pot of boiling water at the bottom of the chimney, steam rising from the bubbling surface. As the fox slid down, his tail held high and his eyes focused on the prize, he landed right into the hot water with a loud splash. He yelped in pain and surprise, his fur singed and his pride wounded. The fox scrambled out of the pot and raced away, his tail between his legs, never to bother the bunnies again. The three little bunnies rejoiced, grateful for their safety and the strength of Hop's brick house. They hugged each other tightly, their love and happiness shining like the sun on a bright summer day. From that day on, Fluffy and Mopsy learned the importance of building a strong and sturdy home, just like their wise brother Hop had done. Together, the bunnies rebuilt Fluffy's and Mopsy's homes, using bricks to ensure their safety and warmth. The siblings continued to play and live happily in the beautiful countryside, their laughter and joy echoing through the meadows and forests like a sweet melody. And that, dear child, is the end of our tale. As the sun sets and the stars begin to twinkle in the sky, I wish you a good night and the sweetest of dreams. May you wake up to a beautiful new day, filled with love, laughter, and the promise of adventure. And remember, just like the three little bunnies, to always be strong, wise, and loving in everything you do.